Hello everyone, welcome to another Talk About Daima's episode. This time we are at episode 11 titled Legend. And also, before we get started, I would like to do a little bit of an announcement. For the last week of the year and I guess also a bit of the first week of next year, I'm usually gonna spend that time at my mom's place. Which means that next week there's not gonna be or this week I guess, there's not gonna be episode review. I will probably be uploading episode 12 and 13 of Daima, the reviews, on the same day back to back. And also, I know that this is a day late, but that's because of the fact that I watched Sonic the Hedgehog 3. You can watch the review on my channel, went up yesterday. But anyway, let's get into this episode, which I don't really like because I'm now gonna be spending a week away and they ended this thing on a cliffhanger. I won't be able to watch next week's episode until 2 weeks, and they ended it on a cliffhanger. I'm so mad. So let's get into the episode. So, starting off with the last episode, we had Neva who was approaching the ship. And now he is noticed. So everyone gets out and they have a little bit of a talk with Neva. And he basically, starts off acting like a senile old man. However, Piccolo isn't fooled. And then Neva just talks normally and also is like, you kind of look familiar. You kind of remind me of Katats. And then Piccolo was like, Katats was my papa. Which I guess that was the nameless Namekian is now no more nameless. Because the original name was Katats. Which is like, how does Piccolo know that? Like, where did he get that information? I don't... Like, even, during, the Cell Saga, he calls himself, the nameless Namekian after he fuses with Kami. So, when did he learn about his origin? Doesn't matter. But afterwards, Piccolo was like, you were with Goma when we were turned into kids. Which is like, how did you know that? I guess maybe it was Popo who said that. But outside of that, I was like, how did you know that? And Neva's like, well, yeah, okay. We went to Earth in order to turn you into kids. That's it. And then Piccolo's like, what if Goma made a different wish? And then Neva is like, then I wouldn't have given him the wish. So I'm kind of curious about Neva's plan here, because I'm a bit confuzzled about that one. And also, he just starts blabbering about why Goma turned them into kids, which Goma is watching from his, I don't know, TV room. And it's like, dude, why are you telling them all this? What is your end game? Are you the secret main bad guy of this arc? Are you the main villain? Are you one of those like, oh, I'm not the bad guy? And then it's like, haha, but I am. They notice how powerful Neva can be. So I think Bulma asked him, like, why didn't you use that against Goma? And then Neva's like, well, Namekians aren't supposed to use their power for conflict. And everyone starts looking at Piccolo and is like, well, Piccolo, it seems like you have been using your powers for conflict. Interesting, huh? So you're not supposed to do that. However, as they want to leave, Neva's like, I'll join ya. And then they're like, well, and I would have been like, look, you went with Goma to Earth in order to turn us into kids. Why should we trust you? But nobody brings that up. But then Neva's like, look, I can speak the Namekian language, which is what you need in order to use the Dragon Balls. Kind of like how on Namek it was like that, which actually they make a reference to that, which I liked. And then it's like, hey, Piccolo, can you speak the language? And Piccolo's like, well, I've been on Earth for too long, so no. It's like, really? Useless. So, Neva is gonna join them. That's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see where that leads. Meanwhile, with the bad guys, I guess, we have once another Majin. And I'm still kind of curious why they use Cyberman in order to make it. Like, why? That wasn't used for Boo at all. At least Boo is not green. So, why are you using Cyberman seeds in order to be able to... Also, if wants to spit on my seed, I would 100%. But I will also say I very much like Majin Buu. So, this time, Marba suggests that they bury the seed instead of 5 centimeters in, they bury it 10 centimeters in. And then, absolutely not. We're doing it 20, alright? And then, obviously, Marba's like, but what if we get another Majin Buu, an uncontrollable power? But fine, we're gonna do it. So, they do the whole thing that they need to do, and then Majin Buu makes the hole, puts the seed in, closes it up, gives it some water, they all hide, and then this, okay, so what if we had Majin Buu, and we combined him with Fat Buu? That will create Majin Buu! Buu, everyone! Yes, okay, so that's the naming convention. Majin Buu is the newest Majin, and she gotta stop spitting on that thing. It does weird things to me. And the first thing Majin Buu wants is chocolate. So Buu is like, well, I can go shopping, as he did say last episode. I can go shopping. So he gets some money, goes to the store, and is back in a second with some chocolate. He then gives the chocolate to Majin Buu. Majin Buu eats it, says thank you. Then Majin Buu opens one and is like, I would like some chocolate as well. But then Majin Buu wants more chocolate. So he breaks it in half. He's like, alright, fine. You can have half of mine. So he takes half and then he takes the other half. So we have a bit of brotherly fighting, which I also like. I like these two together. However, afterwards, he asks Boobies what he needs to do. And then she's like, I want you to fight Tamagami 1. Meanwhile, with the good guys on the ship, Vegeta basically suggests that he's gonna fight Tamagami 2 because of the fact that obviously Goku fought the first one. And then Neva is a bit surprised by how eager they are to fight. And then, you know, he gets a bit of a lowdown on the fact that these two love fighting more than anything. So it's decided Vegeta fights Tamagami number 2 because also it doesn't matter. The same person doesn't have to fight all three. It just needs to be a one-on-one fight. That's it. So Majin Buu gets ready to fight against Tamagami 1, and then we have Majin Buu cheering him on, which I actually liked. And the fight is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, yeah, this is how I imagine fat people fighting. I'm just not. He's bouncing all over the place. It's insane. But he starts like doing weird moves, and overall he's doing a way better job than Majin Buu was. But I've learned from my mistake with Majin Buu. I'm not gonna assume anything about the fat man, whether he's gonna become the main threat or not, because Toriyama probably had another main threat that we still have yet to see. Maybe even a fusion between Majin Buu and Majin Buu. Majin the Buu, or Kadu, I guess, I don't know. But Buu does a really good job at fighting Tamagami 1. Meanwhile, the main gang arrives at Tamagami number 2, and Vegeta takes a crack at him. And to be honest, the tension wasn't really all that high, sadly enough. But that's because of the fact that, look, I know Vegeta can go Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. Also, why did they have to put down Vegeta immediately? Because as Vegeta is going over there to fight, I forgot who it was, but like someone is like, isn't he weaker than Goku? It's like, why do you have to remind him of that? It's so stupid. It's like, why are you bringing him down? And then Vegeta challenges him. The Tamagami 2, and Tamagami 2 is like, why don't you just go back to sucking on your mom's titty? It's like, what is wrong with you people? Stop putting down my man Vegeta. But because Neva is there, Tamagami 2 accepts the challenge and has a fight with Vegeta, and does some pretty good damage against Vegeta, eventually knocking him into water, which is when the Kraken decides to join in on the fight, which I don't really know how that works, because that technically equals 2-on-1. But it's the Kraken goes up against the both of them, so I don't know. Does this violate the rules of 1v1 or not? And but the episode ends with Vegeta being eaten by the Kraken, and it means that I have to wait 2 weeks in order to get the resolution to this episode. Oh, I'm so annoyed because I want to see it now. Why did it have to end on a cliffhanger? At least the last episode didn't end on a cliffhanger. Why is this one ending on a cliffhanger? Makes me so upset. But that's basically the episode. So next episode is going to be the continuation of Majin Buu versus Tamagami 1 and Vegeta versus Tamagami 2 and the Kraken. And also, my question that I have is like, they don't really talk a lot about the Tamagami itself in the terms of strength. They just say that the Tamagami they are strong. My question is very simple. Do they scale or not? Like, is Tamagami 3 the weakest and Tamagami 1 the strongest, or are they all the same strength? Since Goku beat Tamagami 3, that means Goku can beat Tamagami 1 and 2. Right? And also, since he didn't have to use the full power of Super Saiyan 2 or even the power of Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta can beat them as well. But are Tamagami 2 and 1 stronger than 3 or not? Because also, we get the backstory on why the Tamagami exists. Let me just talk about that. I forgot to talk about that. I did not write that down in my notes. I just remembered it. But basically, Neva's like, look, alright, initially there were no Tamagamis. And basically, the Dragon Balls were for any Namekian brave enough to go on the journey to gather the Dragon Balls. However, the other people in the demon realm, the evil people, decided to use the Dragon Balls, and it became a whole mess. So I decided to create the Tamagami. That's why I did it. Simple cool is that? But I'm very much enjoying Daima that I actually decided to buy the whole of Dragon Ball Super. I have actually ordered Dragon Ball Super, the complete series, on DVD. Now, the reason for that is because it's about 100 euros on DVD and 200 on Blu-ray, so I'm kind of done. Alright, I'm not buying that on Blu-ray. It's double the price. I'm buying it on DVD. I don't really care about the quality stuff. And I'm getting that actually on the day that this goes up, so I probably already have it. And Tuesday, or December 24th, or just, I guess, tomorrow for you guys, I'm getting Dragon Ball Super Superhero, Transformers 1 on Blu-ray, and Deadpool and Wolverine, and also Dragon Ball Super Broly on Blu-ray. All of that on Blu-ray. So yeah, I'm now gonna be the owner of the whole of the Dragon Ball Super series. Now, if you're wondering about the original and stuff, I already have Dragon Ball, the entire collection on DVD. I got the Blu-ray for the whole of Dragon Ball Z Kai. I have all of the movies on DVD, plus the specials as well, like that collection that they released. And I have GT on DVD. I was just missing Super. And I didn't really like Super, because also it all has to lead to the end of Z, which I don't like. It doesn't work towards the end of Z. So I guess that's how much I'm enjoying Dragon Ball Daima. I think it's really fun, and I'm gonna be sad that I will be missing out on it. I actually enjoyed this episode as well. I like the backstory a bit more for, like, Namekians. I did feel like it was a bit weak, though, in, like, the explanation and stuff like that, where it's like, you know, like, it's nice to know the nameless Namekian's actual name. But outside of that, it was like, I don't know, I feel like we didn't really get a lot of lore dumping that we got before. So, maybe because we got so much before, it feels a little bit weaker now. However, obviously, I enjoyed the fight. I mean, just because Vegeta didn't go Super Saiyan doesn't mean that the fight wasn't very well animated, because of course it is. Have you seen Dragon Ball Daima? It's very well animated. So I'm gonna call it a day here. I guess I'll be seeing you guys in 2 weeks or so, I don't know when, at some point, for the next episode review, but before the episode after that comes out. And since this is the last episode of the year, also I have been very busy today editing videos for the end of the year, but since this is the last video I am actually recording this year, I would like to say thank you all so very much for the support you have shown me for this year. Also, to anyone who is curious about what happens after Dragon Ball Daima is done, I'm not done with Dragon Ball just yet after Daima is done. Don't you worry about that. I got some plans, not really in the works, but more in my head that I will work on over the course of next year. But you'll learn more about that as Daima comes to a close. But thank you all so very much for all the support. I mean, these Daima videos have overall done actually pretty well on my channel, views-wise. Because like, they kind of get around like 100 or 200 views, so that's pretty cool. So thank you all so very much for the support. Don't forget to subscribe, obviously. It would help the channel out a lot. And like I said, I am not done with Dragon Ball content just yet. So, with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you do, if you done so already, turn on notifications. Don't forget to check out my Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I guess I'll see you guys next year for more Dragon Ball Daima. Bye!